everyone, it's me Jenny and this is video number 3 and my sister just sat next to me, that's why my laptop bobbled up and down. There wasn't an earthquake. There's not a comment on her, it's just a comment on the fact that my laptop went woo! Anyway, and I'm going to do a really quick review for the film which I just saw, which you might be able to guess from my necklace. It was The Hobbit Part 3, The Battle of Five Armies, and my really super quick review is for the stuff that is super exasperating and literally makes you want to like punch the screen because it's so agonizingly long-winded and unnecessary. There are scenes that are so awesome you can forgive pretty much everything else, and that's the same feeling I had for the second Hobbit film. This one I'd say is slightly better than the second one. This one has slightly more serious undertones, although as I said there is a lot of unnecessary filler and stuff that just could have been done much more simply or not at all, and that would have made things a lot nicer. The romance subplot is something that I've always had issue with. It's an interesting concept, but it feels like it doesn't really feed properly into the mythology of this world, and it felt like it just a filler thing so we can add another female character, although I did like the way that it kind of was summed up in the end, where it had a very sort of non-human final interaction, and you get where these characters are coming from and how they're trying to interpret their feelings, and that works. And of course they did stick true to the characters that died, although I believe at least one of the other dwarves died, although I need to recheck the book. But at least they, the primary characters that we care about who were meant to die did die, and they didn't have any extra things. I was very happy with the White Council scene. It was freaking awesome. I'm so glad that Galadriel, there was a point where she was on the floor and I was like, please don't let her just spend the entire thing on the floor, and then she got up and I was like, this scene is worth it. Similarly, I was really apprehensive about Smaug coming in with this scene, with his first intro, and they had all this stuff where he was in the sky and he wasn't going to talk, and I was like, if they don't have him actually talking, then it spoils a lot of the fear and a lot of what makes him so amazing. And they actually had him talking, and that resolved it in one click. So there's so much in this which I went in with such incredibly low expectations, ridiculously low. But I came out very satisfied, very happy, and very willing to buy it on DVD, although I am still of the opinion that this film could have happily been 1 film or 2 films long. I almost like a directorial edit with just the scenes that are necessary. As for the Legolas plot, I think both me and my sister agree that even though some of the stuff was truly ridiculous, once he gets into the heart of the action, you're like, yeah, more Legolas is better, no matter what. No matter how silly he is, he's better. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
She agrees. Anyway, yeah, that's my very fumbly quickie review for the Battle of Five Armies. Definitely worth watching on DVD. I'd say if you love the franchise, go in with very low expectations, but really it is worth watching in the cinema once, because awesome is the perfect way to describe Smaug. Smaug, however you pronounce it. I always pronounced it Smaug. No, Smaug, and now it's pronounced Smaug, so whatever. It's worth seeing those really epic, ginormous movie moments in the cinema. There's stuff that's not worth seeing in the cinema, but for those moments it is really worth seeing it on the big screen with the surround sound at least once. If you're a fan of the franchise, go in with low expectations, but enjoy it for what it is. And yeah. Feel free to comment, and if you've seen this film, feel free to go ahead. Don't do any extreme spoilers. Feel free to chat about it a bit, but at least if you're going to go into details, put a spoiler warning and then tab down so it's hidden, so that people who aren't familiar with the books or the films aren't horrendously spoiled, because it is worth watching in the cinema at least once, and buying on DVD if you're a fan of the franchise. Anyway, bye guys.